Just about everyone who's watched the movie Limitless comes away from it thinking, I want that pill. And to be honest, everyone who hasn't watched it wants it too, even if they don't know it yet. And really, why wouldn't they? In the film, NZT-48 turns the unmotivated, procrastinating mess of a main character into a superhuman genius who can instantly make huge amounts of money, master skills that normally take years to learn in weeks, and use his new intellect to become incredibly charismatic and far more attractive. This film gives us a high production value look at a literal version of the magic pill instant solution to all our problems that people instinctively look for. While it's easy to recognise that what's shown in the film is a greatly exaggerated image of what any pill can do for you, it presents a great look at what it is people want. And the good news is that a lot of it isn't as far away from reality as it first appears. If you think about the results that Eddie gets in the film, most of the things he does are possible, just not in the rapid time frame that works for a movie or a self-indulgent daydream. It's possible to be more motivated. It's possible to have better concentration. It's possible to learn things that will make you a lot of money. And it's possible to use the motivation and knowledge to become more charismatic and more attractive, and there are substances that can help you with this. Things like the NZT pills that improve cognitive performance, motivation and creativity are called nootropics, and a combination of multiple nootropics taken together is called a nootropic stack. These things can have a massive positive effect on your life, so the obvious question is, why isn't everyone taking them? The answer is that it's all about risk. Most nootropics come with the risk of harmful side effects, addiction, toxicity and potentially getting into legal trouble. These things are scary enough to keep most people away from them altogether. I value my health a lot, so there was no chance I was going to try anything that had the possibility of damaging my life when I was looking to improve it. And I'm definitely not going to recommend something risky to other people. So I went looking for the most risk-free nootropic I could possibly find, and I found the combination of L-Theanine and Caffeine. The low-risk nature of caffeine is well known. It's something most people already use on a regular basis, and you have to really go overboard to experience even mild negative effects. It's used to improve concentration, alertness and focus, but on its own it has the downsides of increased heart rate and blood pressure, as well as sometimes causing anxiety. L-Theanine presents even less of a risk than caffeine. The United States Food and Drug Administration considers L-Theanine GRAS, which stands for Generally Regarded as Safe, which is a rare distinction for a nootropic substance. It's an amino acid found in green tea, and there appears to be almost no upper limit to how much you can take safely. One experiment involved giving 1 gram of L-Theanine to rats without harming them. Now when you compare relative body mass, 1 gram for a rat translates to a ludicrous amount for humans. It causes no physical addiction and therefore no withdrawal. You also can't build up a tolerance to it, meaning that if it works well once, it should continue to work in the future. It's a relaxant which can reduce heart rate and blood pressure. Since these two substances need to be taken together to get the full effect, this is technically a nootropic stack, even though it's the smallest one possible. The reason to take both of these things at the same time is that they work synergistically, with each substance boosting the other's positive effects, and L-Theanine reducing the downsides of caffeine so that you don't crash or get headaches after taking it. For something so safe, this combination can have some incredible benefits. One of the problems I see people trying to solve the most often is social anxiety. My experience has been that the combination of L-Theanine and caffeine can eliminate it entirely. It's worked even in typically high anxiety situations, such as meeting large numbers of new people. Social anxiety is often the main thing holding people back from being confident and sociable, meaning that this can be a real game changer for many people's lives. In fact, all forms of stress and anxiety are reduced by the L-Theanine and caffeine stack. This happens because it can easily pass the blood-brain barrier and causes more alpha brain waves. This is similar to the mental state achieved during meditation. It's a more relaxed state of mind than when there are more beta brain waves that occur in an ordinary mental state. This state of mind can also involve greater motivation and focus, resulting in you getting more work done. An unusually low stress state of mind can also boost your creativity, since stress can cloud your thoughts by making it so that you can't focus on anything else until the source of stress has been eliminated. while being unusually free from stress and anxiety allows you to open your mind to more ideas and see connections where you normally would have missed them. It can even improve your memory. A 2014 study in nutritional neuroscience showed L-Theanine to increase levels of brain-derived neurotropic factor by 25%. This is a protein which helps to create new brain cells, improving long-term memory and general cognitive function. The amount people get started with is usually 200 mg of L-Theanine and 100 mg of caffeine, often taken twice a day, with a 2-to-1 ratio of L-Theanine to caffeine having the best synergistic effect. Some people take double the amount for severe social anxiety. Some take even more than that, going up to multiple grams, but there really isn't a benefit to this, since there's a physical limit to how much L-Theanine can be used by the body at once, and the excess will do nothing and just be wasted. Another reason to not go overboard with the amounts is that unlike L-Theanine, you can build up a tolerance to caffeine, and keeping the amount of that lower will keep the effects consistent instead of seeing diminishing returns and having to take progressively more caffeine to offset it. This means it can be a good idea to periodically have days where you don't take this nootropic stack if you notice a diminishing effect over time, since this will allow you to reduce your caffeine tolerance. The price of L-Theanine and caffeine is very reasonable. It will only cost you pennies a day for the amount people usually recommend. For L-Theanine, the tablets can cost slightly more than the powder, but it can be worth it if you find the taste of the powder unpleasant. Once someone gets started, they'll quickly find out that the wide range of positive effects on the mind can make a big difference when taken all together. Like the nootropics themselves, the positive effects have synergy with each other. For example, being less anxious will boost your concentration, or being more motivated will help make you more creative. This creates what you could call a life improvement stack of benefits, where each thing boosted by your nootropic stacks contributes to a positive feedback loop, and each benefit becomes amplified much further than what your nootropics alone are doing. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video, then subscribe to see all the exciting stuff I've got planned for this channel in the future.